But also, it's like I said, it's liberating to realize this is who I have been all my life,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
there's all these opportunities which, like, now that I'm trying to learn and prime myself to, like, seeing all these different things,
Yes.
maybe I can now, like, really tap into, like, all the potential that I actually have been sitting on
Facts.
all this time.
Yeah.
Monday morning talking about me while I'm making money. What's up, guys,
Oh,
and
Lord.
welcome to episode 85 of the 30% podcast, hosted by yours truly, Afam, and my fantastic co-host, Sam Are. Sam, what's up? Say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people? What's going on to the people?
If you want to hear Sam's lovely voice and interact with his content, you can follow him at Ares late to the party on
ARE.
Instagram. You can exactly ARE. You can follow me on Instagram at _Afamefuna. And you can follow this amazing podcast on social media. You just need to type in the words the 30% pod, and you'll be able to find us on Instagram, on X, on Threads, on TikTok, and LinkedIn. And I'm happy to announce we are now on Facebook. We are now on Facebook.
I get it.
And you can just find us at the 30% podcast over there. You can also stream this amazing podcast on YouTube Music, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and Anchor Podcasts. All you need to do is type the 30% podcast. 30 is what you would have to write. And with that,
Wow.
Sam, Ozeba.
At this point, I'm tired, man. I'm about done with that young man. That
Rema is genius, man.
Like, all right.
No,
What a hook. What a hook.
What's wrong with
It's
it?
innovative. There's nothing. I
What's
didn't
wrong
say
with it?
anything. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just
Not gonna take it easy on my hater. Not gonna take it
Bro,
easy on my
all the
hater.
fun in the world.
Not gonna.
I like that though. I like that he said he's going to do whatever he wants to do in his sophomore. That's good.
Listen, bro is divisive. He gets the people talking.
Yep.
That's what true art does, man. It makes people either really, really like it or just fall on the other side of the fence. And unfortunately for the people on the other side on the fence, they're in the wrong side of history. I just have to tell them that, like, straight up, man. Because Rema is
Can we
genius.
say that Can we say that for sure?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
We can say that definitively.
Bro, he's standing on. I'm sorry. My bad.
Standing
man.
on business, bro.
Oh, dog.
Anyway, Sam. Ozeba.
No,
Okay,
man.
I'm done. How's your week been, bro?
Oh, dang. Do I have anything to report, fam? My life is week's been cool. Just been creating.
Y'all don't even see what Sam did there. He said it's been cool because it's also been really cool temperature-wise.
Oh, fam.
Listen, Sam is ahead of time.
I see double entendre. I didn't even know. It's cold, fam. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. Oh, it's not as cold as or maybe I'm just not feeling. I sleep under two blankets, man. I'm not playing these games. It's just cold for no reason. I hate the cold. Why does the cold exist? Why? What is the point of being cold?
Because Sam, because Sam, if cold did not exist, heat would not be a thing. You
I
see,
think
you
it's the other way
need
around.
contrast in life. Well, whatever. Yeah, exactly. But because cold is the absence of heat.
Yeah, they
Either
say.
way, you need contrast in life to appreciate good
Fam, I like my
things. See,
contrast.
this is a
I,
this is
I like
a philosophical
no, it's
podcast,
not.
guys.
I like my contrast when I'm warm, bro. I don't like I don't want my contrast in the it's terrible. It's cold. But it's been
Sorry.
cool. Just been chilling. My stray cats are one has disappeared. I have a white one and an orange one. I don't know whether this is useful information for anyone, but I'll say it anyways. I have a white stray cat and an orange stray cat. The white one always comes back with bruises. The orange one rarely comes, but when he comes, he always demands my attention. And I don't know where they get the audacity and just the entitlement. But anyway, that's my cats. I'm still yet to name them. It's because I've not been doing much. Sorry about that, guys. I've not been doing much. Just been chilling, making music.
Could one of them be called Ozeba, please?
No, not at all. Not at all. I might call him Rema though. But none of them are Rema-ish.
That's fine.
If I had a black cat, a void, I'd call
Divine.
it Rema. Divine. See, I could call the white one Divine. So now you're doing the science. We've done the philosophy, now it's the science. Just have a few subjects to go.
Guys, we have not been paid by Maven's Records to like just
promo. Oh my
this,
goodness.
Man.
We haven't actually, no.
This is not.
Yeah. I wish it were.
Yeah.
But yeah, this honestly, not much has happened. I was indoors the whole time, and yesterday I had to leave the house. Like a friend said that he has a birthday party. I was like, fam, I don't care, I'm coming. I need to see human beings. I've just been inside. Oh, during the week, you know this whole random. Sorry, let me just say this. Then I'll pass it over to you. This whole random mandamano thing. So during the week, I was running an errand, and I got to where I was going, and there was a random mandamano in front that I had to like shimmy through so I can get to where I'm going. It's like, fam, everybody is outside just stating their rights, and I'm here for it. But apart from that, that might have been the most interesting thing that happened to me, is getting stuck in between a mandamano. But what about you, man? Were you part of any mandamanos this week? Did you do any protesting?
Yes, I did a lot of digital activism, at least just following what's happening.
Chief DA, Afam.
But yeah, because it's what I can do from all the way over here. My week was okay. Man, creatively went through a bit of a slump, but we're still working though. We're still working on music. Yeah, just kind of setting or plotting a course for the future, for my future as well. So yeah, I mean, just there's nothing much that happened in my week of note, really, to be honest.
You need to get
I mean,
more.
but a lot happened this week, including for those who like watching football, like the Euros and Copa America finished. Congratulations to Spain and Argentina.
Messi got
Mr.
injured.
Trump got shot.
Oh.
Messi got injured. Trump also got injured.
Yeah, he did. Injuries all around.
A lot happened.
Injuries for the goats.
Injuries all around, man. Listen, man, I don't know what's happening. But
I woke up.
Things are happening.
I woke up the morning that Trump got. The news came like super early because of our time zone. So I wake up and then I go on Twitter because I have the bad habit of sleeping next to my phone. I wake up and I go on Twitter, and I just woke up from a really weird dream. Like it was some nonsense. So I wake up and I go on Twitter, and I'm scrolling and I see Trump got shot. So in my brain, I thought, oh, this is just an extension of the dream. Let me go back to sleep. I went back to sleep, woke up 10 minutes later, and then I went back to Twitter. I'm like, oh, snap. They just tried to assassinate. I'm like, oh, fam, okay, this world is a weird place we're living
in a crazy time.
Yeah.
But we are living in a weird place. I mean, recently, all those bodies that were discovered in Kware as well. That's some crazy stuff we're living through. And listen, they're kind of saying or attributing all the dead bodies to this serial killer guy. And bro, one thing I've learned about lying to people is you need to add elements of truth in your lie to make it believable. Sure, this man who they're saying is a serial killer could be a serial killer actually, and could like have something to do with some
Shame on
of
him
those dead bodies. But
if he is.
bro, I feel like it's too convenient that this is coming out now. Also, like, does that mean that if nobody was putting any pressure on our police force and
But that's how
DCI,
things have been, though,
like
right?
that they would never, so this guy would just be walking scot
Yeah,
free if they never took the initiative to actually look into
that's
what
the
he's been up
GOK.
to.
Yep, yep.
Bro,
Unless you put pressure,
it's so
things won't
dumb.
get done. It's just so
It
sad. It's
is,
so
man.
sad.
And
It's sad.
it's sad, bro. It's, bro, all those dead bodies, man. Like, just seeing that like on the timeline is
And not just dead bodies. Like
heartbreaking as
those are
usual,
people.
man.
Like those are people. Those are family members, sisters,
They are,
brothers. Those
bro.
are
Like, whenever I
Kenyans.
see that stuff, I always think like that could be me. Like,
Fam.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. Something has to
Yeah.
happen in this country of ours, because what? It's not normal to just wake up. It's not normal to just wake up and see like they're pulling out over 15 dead bodies, like stuffed into
Yeah.
sacks. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Anyway, rest in peace to the to the people who've lost their lives
Yeah. And
to this
the
government
perpetrators of
of
all the
ours.
injustices around this
Yeah.
specific thing and everything that has been happening recently, I really, really hope that they get brought. And I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
We tend to say that as almost like a thoughts and prayers type thing. Like we hope
Yeah.
the perpetrators get brought to justice. But them being brought to justice is part of the fight. Like we have to see
Yeah.
some
And
sort of accountability.
which is why the protest needs to continue. And I know on Tuesday there's a planned protest. I know today there was like an impromptu protest as well.
Protests
So listen, people,
everywhere.
listen, people must not remove their foots on the necks of these people, because they are evil.
It's crazy.
They are
It's crazy. It's
evil,
crazy. It's
man.
crazy. 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 Crazy.
It's
Crazy. Crazy.
crazy.
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. What happened? What happened in the music industry recently? Oh yeah, I mean, this is in conjunction to the protests. Um, Congratulations to Sabi Wu, man. So Sabi Wu got he got article on Rolling Stone written by Koi Moai.
Yeah.
So shout out to her for highlighting Sabi Wu and putting him on this huge, massive platform on Rolling Stone magazines or rollingstone.com. And so the article is essentially how well, the tagline is how Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us helped young Kenyans lead a successful protest in their country. I've seen a lot of people take a little bit of like issue to the fact that they kind of like are, first of all, even before mentioning Sabi Wu, kind of like highlighting
Yeah.
American culture first and stuff like that. Okay, I see how people could be a bit bothered by that. It's cool, but you read the whole article, and yes, I love how it's one written by a Kenyan, and two really really highlights what's really happening on the ground,
Yeah.
and three, shout out to Sabi Wu, man. Like he's really like, this is big. This is big, and he's getting himself on the international stage. And um Sam, it got me thinking, and I mentioned this in a previous podcast. Like, timing is everything. And one thing Sabi Wu did like amazingly was he saw what was happening with the protests,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He saw there's protests happening.
Mm-hmm.
He saw, I'm Sabi Wu, I'm an
I'm an
artist.
artist. Yep.
And he put that together and he said, I don't like what's happening. I'm going to use my platform to make a song about the finance bill, to reject the finance bill.
Yeah.
And he also knew in current time what's trending, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. He used that sample because he knew it's something that's still fresh in people's minds. He made a song super catchy, right? And we saw the visuals he attached to them, and it just went off, man. And look, now because of that decision he
He's
made
opened himself
at the
up to
spur of the
he's
moment.
opened himself up to like a wider audience. Just being featured. Rolling Stone is actually a really big what do you call it? Publication, right? And
Platform.
yes, big platform.
Yeah.
So he's really opened himself up to, because now people are going to be looking at, oh snap, revolution. Oh, he's using Not Like Us. Oh, let me go pay attention to what that is. And then from then on it's like, yeah.
Exactly.
And it's a very brilliant strategy where you're using what you have in front of you
Yes.
at the moment you
Yeah.
have it to get something done. It's
Yes.
yeah, it's
Bro,
really
but Sam, this got me thinking about a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for
yeah,
example, like, no, I swear, this made me spiral into like thinking
existential
even about
crisis.
my own life. Yeah, even about my own life and stuff. Cause like we've had Philo on the podcast, right? And Philo is also he's like Sabi Wu in the sense that he saw an opportunity and he
Yeah,
took it. And you see where Philo
yeah,
is now as an A&R, and even more because he's more of like a culture curator now. But you see, he saw that there was good music being released on YouTube by
yep,
these kids. He didn't just consume that music as anybody
exactly. Yeah.
else.
Oh, there's
Like
music
he
there for.
wasn't just like, oh, I'm bumping to
Mm-hmm,
this new
mm-hmm.
kids. I'm the first person to like really fuck with them. No, he saw, wait, they're releasing music, but I know everybody likes to listen to music on streaming
Yeah,
nowadays. Hmm. Maybe if I just, I don't know, if I just decided to distribute
exactly. Let me.
this on the streaming
Yeah.
platforms, it might do something. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Let
And
me
it
be the
did. It did something
let me be
big.
the
Now
link.
Brooklyn boys are who
Exactly.
they are.
There's an idea. I like this music. There's people who will want to listen to this music. The people who are over there who want to listen to this music don't currently have it. I like it. How about I just reach over here and take and distribute? And it seems like such an easy concept, but in
It's so
reality, yeah,
simple.
it's tied to it's tied to how you think and how you process things. Right. It's how do you
Exactly.
think? Because
Yeah.
like you were saying, like a normal person would be like, fam, okay, there's these guys who like listen to music. I can access the music. Oh, this is so fire. I'm going to be waiting for their next when a Brooklyn Boys dropping next. Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. But then in your mind, you're like, okay, wait. I see more than just mm, I'm enjoying the music. This could actually be an opportunity for me to do just more than be the consumer of the music. And that's what essentially he did. And that's what a lot of people who I feel are successful do, is they look at the
Yeah.
field, and while everybody looks at the field and they take what they want from it, this person is like, hey, what am I going to do to chart a path in between everything that's going on? And it's such a it's not an it's a hustler mentality, and the hustler mentality doesn't come easily to everyone. Like,
It's not, and it's not like it's
not at
completely
all.
like it's not rocket science, but it's something you have to prime yourself to. Like like even
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people who do like comedy skits and stuff like that, like they'll see something happening, right? That's we're
Hmm.
all observing. Like for example, Trump got shot,
Praying
right?
for speedy
Like
recovery.
now for
Mm.
everybody else, like including myself, I see that you see that happening, and for me it's just like a shocking
Yeah.
event that has happened in the news, and that's what I take it as. But there's people in this world who see everything as an opportunity. They'll be like, maybe let me make a skit
Yep.
with
Yeah.
a 50 Cent song, and many men, like somebody might see that and put those two things together, and then
Hmm.
boom, you make a skit, you use many men, all of a sudden you're trending, and like you've kickstarted your like career as a skit maker on TikTok. Like and that's, bro, Sam, that's my primary frustration with myself. I feel like I'm just a consumer of like content, and a lot of times I don't realize that there are ways in which I myself fit into things that are happening around me, that but I don't tap into
No,
that
fam.
stuff. I don't know if
I totally
you
like,
get what
and
I'm
I'm
trying
I'm
to say.
exactly the same
Like
way. And it's something, if I'm being open and transparent, it's something that I've really been alert to the past maybe 5 years, 6 years, when when you take time to actively sit down and look at how you came up, like in terms of your upbringing, and I'm not necessarily putting it on my parents, just putting it on sort
Exactly.
of the
Yeah.
environment, the mental environment that I grew up in. I realized that, and I've had these discussions with people who have grown up in the same sort of environment that I grew up in. And they all have almost the same story, but see, some of them turned out different
Yeah.
because they realized this earlier. They realized that, wait, I've grown up in a way that there's a very linear path to take. There's a step-by-step linear path to take, and what that does is,
Yes.
it's okay. I'm at A, and this is how I often process things. I'm at A. From A is B. Like, that's the only thing I see. Even I'm the B is so big, like in front of me, I don't see the C, and I don't see the D, I don't see the E, I just see the B. And it has taken a lot of like thinking to actively say, okay, let's shrink the B down a little bit. There's a little bit more out there. But then the way I've grown up personally is I've grown up with a very linear. My brain functions in a linear way where it's step by step by step by step. How someone like for example, we're talking
Yeah.
about the whole Trump thing, where they didn't just see a man got shot. There's like, oh, AI is popping now, right? And there's this piece of news. How can I use these different things to my advantage? These things are not on the same path. AI has nothing to do with politics. Well, maybe music politics. But then AI has nothing to do with politics. But then this person saw, okay, let me put these
Yeah.
two things together and figure out a way to use that to achieve something. It's such a
Or like Sabi Wu.
Yeah.
Just using his lyrical prowess and then using the fact that he's protesting and putting those things together like instant. Because you see, like like I said, like unfortunately, there's a bunch of people who've made protest music since then, but it hasn't like hit the same as
even
how Sabi Wu's
even
hit,
some on the
or
same beat.
even like Trio Mio. Huh?
Yeah. I'm saying even some on the some
Yeah,
there's music that's been released with the Not Like Us beat also. Like, he's not the only one.
yeah, and it won't hit the same. It's because Sabi Wood, like for him, he has those neural pathways where these things
Neural
connect
pathways,
like
yeah.
instantly, and that's what
Yes.
I need in my life, Sam.
You need
For
new
you,
neural
you've said you're
pathways.
I do. Like Sam, you have said you're a linear thinker. Me, I think I'm a linear and I'm a parallel thinker. Like for me, it's so like things are parallel.
Yeah.
So I'll
They
see,
never
like I
mix.
don't know how to explain it, but I'll see thing A happening, right? And then in my life as well, I might talk to person B, right?
Yeah.
Thing A and person B are two separate
Separate
things.
things. They
Then
don't mix.
I might know that me, I'm a producer, right? And let's call me being a producer thing C,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, A, B, and C for me in my mind are A, B,
And
and
see,
C. I
completely
sit down
separate.
and I just for me they're just like so parallel things. I forget to think that these things are all part of an alphabet.
Yeah.
They're all like if you put them together, they're part of like a bigger thing. You know what I mean? And I
It's
don't. That's what I'm lacking. And we were having this conversation in the pod before the
the
podcast, guys. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to break the
break.
fourth wall
Fam, we
again.
broke
We
it
have
once.
pods before the
The wall is
podcast.
down. We have a whole
The
podcast before
wall's
the
down now.
podcast. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And bro, I had this realization where it's just like, I need to, like, bro, we need to prime ourselves to looking at life as opportunity. Like, there's such
Fam.
opportunities
Fam,
to,
fam, fam,
and it's
fam,
not
fam.
just to make money.
Oh no,
It's not just
no,
opportunities to
no.
make money, but there's just opportunities to just thrive.
Yeah, people have
in
different
general.
goals. People have different goals. Some people want to make money. Some people want to leave a legacy. Some people want to do both. Some people want to do neither. And it's seeing, and as an artist, as a producer, like man, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I really feel like I've fumbled a lot of opportunities because of that linear thinking.
Yep.
Right? It's because of that linear thinking where I've had like people and resources in front of me that when I see this when I see these resources, I'm like, okay, fine. This resources is for this specific thing and it's for this specific thing, and that's all I'm going to use it for. But it is really important to see, if you look through some of the people that have made the most impact in the world, like when you look at their lives, there's a lot of different directions that they've gone in. And that's exactly what it is. It's opportunity finding. It's this was open to me. This door is open right now. I'm going through that door. I'm not waiting for the next door to open. I'm not going to sit around and try and predict exactly what's going to happen and prepare myself for that. No, this door right here is open. And as an artist, that's super important because that's growth. Look at Rema. Someone like a Rema who he was a couple of years ago, he was rapping in his car, just like doing freestyles in his car. And all of a sudden he worked, then he dropped a hit. And from that hit now, and Don Jazzy saw an opportunity. let's put it that way, right? There was an opportunity right there and it was completely exploited. Artists don't do that. Someone like a Sabi Wu, like attention is on you, right? And let me not even put it. In fact, let me use a different example. There's a person who had done something similar, used a beat from something that's trending currently, right? And decided to address what's going on in the nation. And he told me, like, what do you think about it? I'm like, it's cool, but this can't be the end. This is an opportunity. This is the end to whatever this is a means to an end. Like, now what you do with this is you're looking at it as, rather than look at it as, I dropped a song and I want people to like it. You're like, this song has garnered a little bit of attention from people. That is cool. What can I do to ensure that, like, how can I exploit this? And I think as chill people, and after this you can speak, at chill people, we look at the word exploit as a negative thing. I want to exploit the opportunity that I'd have. And you're like, oh, why are you exploiting? Why do you have to exploit? You don't know. Like, some people actually use exploitation as a positive thing where you're not harming someone else or doing something negative that will impact people negatively. But you're using what you have essentially to advance yourself. Yeah.
Like even sticking with the Rema example, right? So he's just released an album. And the title song has a Kiswahili. I don't know if they're Kenyans or if they're Tanzanians, but it has this band. I saw the name of the band, but I can't remember. Like, singing, like, their vocals, you can hear them, right? Now, see, this is my problem, Sam. Like, so may I listen to that, and I'm like, oh, cool. Listen, Rema is tapping into the East African, like, he's making songs, and it's like, oh, wow, I'm amazed. Now, Sam, I stop there. So may I just consume that stuff, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, this is great,
fantastic, right? But listen, somebody somewhere, right, is probably looking at that as like, interesting. Okay, he's done this. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who will emulate or imitate what Rema is doing and look for, like, oh, I want to look for Kiswahili, like, vocals to, like, spice it up, right? So there's somebody somewhere, like in Kenya or TZ or whatever, East Africa, who's just thinking, listen, like, even, like, this is the thing. Me, I can do it.
Exactly.
I know so many artists who can sing, like, in Kiswahili and at a high level, right? Who I could be like, And I also know, like, I know a few artists who you could reach out to, like, even in the underground, like, scene.
Yeah.
Over there in West Africa. Like, you could be like, yo, if you guys are looking for vocals, I
can put something on.
Maybe I can put things together.
You're not thinking like that. You're thinking
I don't think like that. I don't think. I don't see the opportunities right in front of my face, like, just staring at me. And Sam, the point you made about, like, I feel like you and I are, like, we're chill people, but we're also, like, very, like, I don't know. I feel like we walk the straight and narrow.
Yeah,
you know what
safe.
I mean? Like,
you live a very safe
for
life.
me, exactly. It's too safe, man. Like, and that will get you nowhere at all. It'll get you nowhere very fast. Like, to be successful, you can't be a linear thinker at all. You need to think of everything as connected, even things that seem so out of you, like, your willpower. Like, it seems like this is, like, for me and you, example, like, we're in the music industry, but something might happen in, I don't know, what can you think of about, like, that's so far removed from music, whatever, I don't know, but something can happen in that industry that's so far removed, but there's a way these things might correlate in a way that you can figure out a way to put yourself and in there,
exactly,
and, like, can figure even out a way to innovate, whatever.
Figure out a way to innovate. Find the pocket. Find the pocket. Find the thing that's not commonly seen. We see that a lot with artists. Like there's artists who have very Ashake is a brilliant example, I think. Ashake is a brilliant. If you go back to Ashake's, like I think even on YouTube, like go back and look at his videos, like his old videos. This guy was crooning, like he was actually singing. Like he has a good voice, and he was singing. And then he pivoted and he decided, okay, let me exploit. One, Amapiano is really popping. Maybe he started before Amapiano, but once Amapiano really popped, like when you think Amapiano in Nigeria, like the first person that should come to your mind is Ashake, because he's really done that, right? So he thinks, all right, this is what I should do. Then he decided, okay, he started with the whole crowd vocals things that everybody everywhere is using, right? And that was because he decided, okay, let me take a different direction. Let me exploit, again, that word. Let me exploit. South Africans don't like it, but then let me exploit this Amapiano sound that has really been popping. And we've seen how it has pushed him like to the forefront. And it's that because you can stay safe and be, listen, this is what's working. This is the sound that's working for me as an artist now, or as a producer even, right? This is the sound that's working for me.
Yes.
This is exactly what I'm here to do. I do this well. It takes a lot of courage. And for me, I know that the thing that really cripples me is I overthink, right? Unfortunately, I overthink. And this has been my problem since I was a kid. It's just overthinking. I think about thinking and then think about thinking about thinking. Then I think about the philosophy I used to think about thinking and whether that thought is right. And then I think about, let me use a different philosophy. And I just remain in that thinking bubble and just thinking it doesn't go anywhere. But then you have to figure out a way to get out of that and just get it done. I keep talking about procrastination at the end of the podcast and how that's doing. And it partly applies because now, if you stay safe, if Ashake decided, listen, this is cool, I have my few 100,000 fans, I'm cool, I'm doing this, and he stayed safe. Oh, this Amapiano sound is good, it's dope, but I don't want to jeopardize what I have for now for that. People who are successful, people who have billion-dollar companies, and that's the mentality they go with. Listen, I'm going to take this risk, and the risk is not the factor. The risk is not the end of what I'm doing. The risk is literally just if I get a positive reinforcement from the risk, or I get negative reinforcement for the risk, all these they're literally just stop signs on the road where I know, okay, this, I took a risk here and it didn't work. Cool. What can I learn from this? Or what opportunity has come out of that? It's an opportunity inception. What opportunity has come out of that? Okay, let me pivot and let me go this way. And you keep doing that enough. One, you train your brain to just see opportunities all the time. That's all you see. You don't see things as a normal human being.
Like one other example in the music industry I was telling Sam before the podcast was Daniel Ek, like with Spotify. Like bro, like if I was in if it was me, right? Like especially in the Netflix series, the Netflix series that was kind of covering the whole Spotify Inception thing. Right? Everybody was listening to music like via Pirate Bay and everything. Now, me, if I was there at that time,
Napster,
me, I would just be like listening to music on Pirate Bay because that's what everyone is doing. And I wouldn't think about anything else other than that. But you see, the difference between me and someone like Daniel Ek is like Daniel Ek sees, people are listening to music on Pirate Bay. The major labels and everybody who makes music is losing out on royalties and everything because their music is just being pirated. What if I blend the two? You know, because this audience that likes to pirate music, like, it's because they don't have the money to keep on buying all these albums. What if I just like streamline the payment process? They just have to pay one thing and they'll have access to everything. And the people in the music labels will be happy because their music is being paid for and it's working. And then it gets more complex after that because now ads come in and you have to create the thing. But that's the idea. It's built. The idea is built off of seeing something as an opportunity, even something that might be very negative. Like you have to, like, in order to like really do well in life, I feel like even if something might be really like negative, you see that as an opportunity that can help you like further
whatever it is,
further in general.
Further whatever it is you want to further,
because like obviously we're not saying like to do like negative things, of course, no, but But like, yeah, and that's just the kind of thinking that I need to integrate into my life so desperately, Sam. Because like, bro, there's so many times somebody will be like, um, or like I'll be thinking to myself, damn, I want to work on an
Yeah,
album. And then I sit down and I'm like, bruh, but I don't even know with what art. But bro, it's not true. Like if I really think, like I think about my situation, like, oh, I don't know which artist I'm gonna like hit up, or then if it comes to like marketing it, what am I gonna do? But I don't realize that I actually know quite a few people who can help me on this path
yeah,
if I was to like go about
yeah.
it.
And
But I just
you
don't
have the
put two
links.
and two
Yeah, you have
together.
those links right there with you. Like you have, and if you don't have them, they're literally a call or two calls away from it. But you don't
Yeah.
associate those two things together, so you don't even think to make those connections. And just putting it.
Or I might meet no, I was just gonna say to finish that, like I might meet somebody in a completely different capacity. Cause like when I used to work in the place I used to work
Yeah.
in, like those people who use that space to like film like TV
Hmm.
shows, for example,
Yeah.
right? And I have their contacts, right? But may I just think of that person as the guy who made the TV show. That's all. But I don't think that wait, just hold on a bit. Like, what if I had this music concept that might need his expertise or something?
Boom.
I
And there you
don't
go.
think about things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't put I don't know if I'm making
That's no,
sense
you
here,
are,
and
you are.
that's what
I mean, you're
frustrates me
definitely,
about myself.
you're definitely making sense to me because, bro, I've really started like this whole week. I've been chilling and sitting down, and sometimes you sit down and you get frustrated at music for various reasons. And this week, my frustrations were on. I think I like last week I told you like I do a lot of music, in different genres and things like that, and I've gotten to the place where I'm stuck in that thinking loop again. I'm like, all right, what's
Yeah.
the best way to go about this? How can I maximize my overall being able to produce multiple genres and be able to use that instead of breaking
Mm-hmm.
that down easily and say, okay, literally, what is the the quickest thing I can do? What do I have access to? I have access to artists and I have different genres. How, and you were talking about it earlier. How can I use these different things to move forward and progress and figure out what's the next
Mm-hmm.
step, get to those stop signs
Yeah.
and see what those different risks are able to do. But if you're stuck, and if again it goes back to, like for me personally, I know it goes back to upbringing, where I think I was brought up in a very safe environment,
Yeah.
which is fine. And by safe, I'm let me just put it that way. I brought in a very safe environment, and for me that meant that I don't have to take it, it reduced my desire to take risk, and the desire is an important part. It reduced
I
my
get
desire
what
to
you
take
mean.
risks because now I don't feel like I want to take a risk, because if I take a risk, then where I'm seated and where I am right now is going to be affected. Or I don't know what's at the other side of the door, and I can't predict it, and I do not want to end up, you know, in a place where I'm not familiar with what's going on. So you just stay here. But all that does is it reinforces your fear of risk taking. And if you're afraid of risk taking, you won't take a risk. And then if you don't take risk, that's going to reinforce your fear of taking risks. And you
And
just
you'll go and you'll go nowhere.
yeah, you just stay in that spot, right? And as artists, it's really important to get out of that loop, because, and when I mean artists, I'm not just talking about, yeah, forget about artists. Actually, I think this is this is more about life than this is more about life than artistry,
It's
honestly.
this is a life thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is more about life than it's just that whole, the idea of risks are there to show, they're signs. A risk is not the end all be all. It's a sign of, okay, maybe I need to recalibrate, or this was a brilliant idea. How can I take it further? And it's, dang man, like I don't want to get into an existential
And
crisis.
I feel like that's why, like bringing it back to even music, like that's why whenever you listen to something and they've combined genres,
Yeah,
like it's so exciting. Because like me, like I'm not gonna like I'm a linear parallel thinker. Like I make Afro beats, I make drum and bass, I make hip hop and
yeah,
stuff. And when I'm making all these genres,
yeah,
I'm making these genres. But I don't realize, like even this is a annoying thing I do, Sam. Like so I'll have my sound kits categorized. I'll have my Afrobeats sound
Sound
kits.
kit.
I'll have my
drum
trap sound
drum
kits.
and
I'll have
bass.
my R&B sound kits,
Yeah.
right? And my drum and bass sound kits, right? And so I decide I'm making drum and bass. So I'll go on my drum and bass folder and just like pick sounds from there.
Yeah.
But I don't think, what if I picked sounds from my
What if you made the drum
Afrobeats
and bass? Exactly. What if
sound
you made the
kit
drum and bass beat
to
from
make drum and
Afrobeats?
bass?
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't put things together, and
It's that
I'm
door.
really trying to like, I'm trying to like stop thinking one track mindedly and just start thinking of things as all fused
Yeah.
together. Like,
Yeah.
'cause everything is fused. Not everything isn't separate the way I think it's a human thing. We like to like separate things. Like we like to
We like
like
to, yeah,
nicely
separate them and put
categorize
them in
things
categories.
in,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but they're not. They're all meshed together, and the people who recognize this early in life
Mhm.
are the people who go the farthest.
Things are there to be and this it sounds crazy, but things are there to be used. This is even more controversial. People are there to be used. People are there for us to engage with. And if you're engaging with people, unless you have exactly this very similar one track way of talking to people, it really annoys me when I'm speaking to someone and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? Or hello, how are you doing? And they're like, I'm fine. Like, all right, cool. And I tell a lot of people that, like, I actually, when I ask you how you're doing, I'm interested in the answer, because
Yeah,
what if your relationships is in that box, like you stay in that box, you become familiar with and I think I use this analogy back. If you become familiar with the paint on the walls, the pictures on the walls, you become familiar with everything. And all you know is life inside that box. You're not able to see past that. People are there to be
yeah,
for us to make connections and see how we can grow with them. Same thing as things,
yeah,
the tools we have, anything from drum kits to cars to whatever it is. Like there's a much brighter, exciting world out there for people who don't see things in boxes. Of course, there's times for that where you need to be follow, the line and go in a
yes,
specific direction and stuff. But then life is just so much exciting, or rather, I feel, because I'm definitely not there yet. I'm trying to, but life is so
yeah,
much more exciting when you see opportunities and engage. You engage yourself and you get yourself out of the mentality of, it's like shackles. What did you call them? The shackles of. Do you remember what you called them? The shackles of
what
something.
did I call of the shackle of linear thinking or something? I don't know.
Something, yeah. Like it's like you cut those off and begin to explore in different areas. And it's
Yes,
a lot of the time when people pivot, at least from many of the stories I've seen, when people do
yeah,
that pivot and they open the gate and they decide to walk outside their yard and see what's going on, that's when either things begin to change or you begin to look at life differently, and you're able to
exactly.
do different things for yourself. Um,
Like I remember back in the day, rappers used to rap and singers used to sing.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah,
And then I remember there was a time Rick Rubin was having an interview and he was like, the new thing that labels are trying to sign, although it's not the case now, back then he was like, the new thing the labels are trying to sign
yeah,
is rappers who can sing. I do remember when that was like the emphasis.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was rappers who can sing is the new thing. And it's
And that's kind of what
because
blew Drake
like
up, because he was able to
exactly.
to play that line
That's why,
properly.
because it's like he's a rapper who can sing.
Yeah,
And it's like back in the day, people just used to view rappers as rappers and singers as singers. But the people who really innovate, they see things as one. Like you see things as fused. Like even Rema today, you know what I mean? Like using although it's been done as well by a lot of people like Moyo's World, Makama.
hmm,
But like, bro, people like Rema hopping on rage-ish sounds and like mixing it with Afro beats, and like when you just mix everything, like you come up with such innovation that gets the people going, gets people talking,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So I guess if you guys are to take something from today's conversation is everything is linked, and it's not just in the music
yeah,
industry. All the opportunity that you've been looking for in your own life is actually right in front of you. You just don't see it yet. Sometimes maybe you're just consuming TikToks and stuff like that, and you just see that as entertainment, and you're a lawyer,
Yeah.
and you just see that as something different. I don't know. There might be some correlation with what you're consuming and your profession. You just haven't seen it
You
yet.
haven't. Yeah, you haven't.
And
You
that, for
haven't
me,
gone past that level 1 of thinking. We can go to the second floor.
and me, I feel like I'm very much in that level 1 where I just know there's A, B, C, and D, and I know all these artists and
Yeah.
I make all this music, but I don't see these things as like opportunities to put everything together, and it's so frustrating, but it's also very liberating when you figure out
True.
that you've been living life in such a
Sad.
one track minded way.
One-dimensional. Yeah, one-dimensional way. It's
Yeah,
craziness.
bro, it's really like opening yourself to like seeing all the possibilities, man. Bro, me, I'm too one track minded, man. It's like,
Got to change that.
you just
It takes
don't want to
training.
like.
It does. It takes training. Like you have to
It
do that
takes
continuously,
training,
and
man.
it's uncomfortable. And you've seen this plastered all over the internet. Growth is uncomfortable, and if you want to grow, you're going to have to get rid of your safety and get rid of the comfort and embrace
Facts.
discomfort is what they like saying. All this what do you call it, gurus, the self-help gurus, embrace discomfort, and it takes time. It takes time. It takes time and it takes
It does.
intention to get it done. So the best time to start is now, I guess, is just figuring out how to see things in a different way and how you can make different moves. And there's a lot that
Yeah.
happens. I mean, there's a lot of positive things for the individual who f- who processes things in that way. Kind of. I don't know whether I'm putting it in the right way,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Wow,
Dang.
Sam, I didn't think
That was
I didn't think Sabi Wu would get us all the way.
Oh, that's
here,
what we
but,
started.
like,
We started
holy,
talking about Sabi Wu. Shout out to Sabi Wu, man. Look at you
bro.
triggering
Yeah,
good
it's actually,
conversations. I mean, this one is really
yeah,
vulnerable. It's kind, it's kind of
it
vulnerable, but it's
is,
something
man.
that we face and we're on a podcast, and I feel like it's hey, it's appropriate. There's probably someone
Okay,
out there
I can
who's
even just
doing that. Who's thinking about things in that way. Yeah.
let me just give like I'll be vulnerable. Like for me, one thing I realized is like while I was working at the place I used to work, right? Super drum. Like I used to just focus on, oh, we're working on super drum
Yeah.
like projects.
Yep.
I never used to see the opportunities outside of that. I never used to acknowledge that, yo, I'm in a studio where I can actually like have people come through and just record like anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I realized this, well, kind of late because like, like with the success of the song that came out with Little Maina,
Mhm.
I realized I could have been doing this like for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
But I just
But while you were
didn't
seated in there,
want
you
to
were like, exactly. You were like, A is A
I didn't
and
want
B
to
is B.
paint outside of I didn't want to color outside of the lines. I just wanted to like, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just like frustrating, but also it's like I said, it's liberating to realize this is who I have been all my life,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
there's all these opportunities which like now that I'm trying to learn and prime myself to like seeing all these different things,
Yes.
maybe I can now like really tap into like all the potential that I actually have been sitting on
Facts.
all this time.
Yeah.
So I'm also kind of excited that we've had this conversation because I'm actually very
Opened your
inspired
yeah.
to
I
like
mean,
see everything as an opportunity. Just see everything as an opportunity to like do something.
to get something done. And not just
Yeah.
coast through life and okay, I'm going to be a music producer and I'm just going to be I'm going to make songs for people and all that business. I'm going to be an engineer, and it's saying more than that.
And
And
that's
how much more can I offer, and how much more can I
it.
get from what I'm giving, and it's interesting. It's existential and it could get depressing, but if you focus on the negative aspects of it, that's where you sit and wallow. And as you're wallowing and while you're being sad, the opportunities are it's going on. Life goes on,
They're
right?
right
Life goes
there
on.
in front of your eyes. By the way, it's true. All these opportunities, it's so annoying, but it's not, like if everybody was, if like if you believe in guardian angels, like your guardian
The
angel is
artist, there's
just
an
seeing
artist
you
called
like
Guardian Angel.
pass on opportunity. The what?
There's an artist called Guardian Angel. You're speaking about him.
Oh, like if you believe in guardian angels, like there's a guardian angel super frustrated. They're like, bruh, I've seen all these opportunities that, like stare you
Imagine your
right in your
angel is
face, but
getting
you
mad at
did
you. He's like, oh,
no.
this blockhead. Like, why? Just,
I
I wish I could
know,
just. That's hilarious.
bro. Anyway, Sam, bro, we've really gone. Maybe we could just go
So,
into
music
new
news.
music. I don't know.
Let's get into music.
Yeah,
Man.
let's go into new music.
Let's get into music.
What was tingling your ear hairs this this week?
Yeah, man. A couple of people dropped. A couple of things came on my radar. Ethic Entertainment, which they've been. I mean, they've had their ups and downs, but they seem to be trying to release more music. So it's good to see them outside more constantly. Laptop. It's a song called Laptop. That was cool. Trunesh released Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi, which is interesting. Also, it's an interesting listen. I'm always here for East African East African experimental music. It's super cool. Let me see. Who else dropped?
Okay, just before you go to the next.
Okay, go ahead.
Before you go to the next one, we never really talked about Wadaglis with Anguka
Oh
Nayo.
gosh, yeah. That's become
What
the
do you mean,
song.
oh
That's
God,
become the song
Sam?
of the movie. No, I
What
don't.
do you?
I don't
What
want
do
to
you
say
mean,
this because
oh
I don't want to
God?
sound like a hater, but I understand it's fun.
You feel like it's oversaturated.
Yeah, it's not oversaturated. It feels a little bit gimmicky, but I don't think it's their fault. You make
No,
you
but
make a song and the
it wasn't
song.
their intention.
Yeah, exactly. You make a song what do you call it, creates develops a life of its own, and that's cool. And
Yeah.
again, like to them, like, because this has become the song of the movement, sort of, right? So
yeah,
it's like using that opportunity to leverage, but let's not get back into that. But yeah, man, it's it's one of the songs that we've seen a lot of songs that have that kind of impact. And there's a conversation to be had about songs and dances, especially here in East Africa, songs and dances that are attached to them and how that pushes a song forward. But no, man, that's it's a song of the movement, and I guess that's commendable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Woo. Should I continue or do you want to take over?
Yeah, continue.
Sofian
Zhao. What
Zhao
else did you listen to?
dropped Idaziz, called dang, don't get this wrong, Sam. Maneye featuring Sophia Zhao. That's Basti Grob. That's a cool name, Basti Grob. Idaziz released 1000 Tears. And this guy sent Evo Oshana. Oh, I butchered that. Nesmburu. There's that there's that click. And why does Spotify bunch them together? There's the EDM click that anyway, they do the vocal EDM. That's super cool. Let's see. I am waffling. Frederick Mula and Umoja Sounds released Kichangani. I can't read today, with part of the whole Moro Buzz series. That was cool. Davaji released 2 songs, Not Like Us, like we had talked about. He did the Not Like Us thing too. And he also released a song called Nimekua Quatrap. Yeah, I don't know if you.
Shout out to Davaji. Davaji is one of Philo's guys.
Yeah.
That he A&Rs for.
Yeah.
There was also Hozambe by Triomio, Saru, and everybody else in the whole world. It was featuring so many people.
It's an industry song.
So shout out to them. Yeah, it's one of those industry songs. There was Pull Up by Mtipa Tesla, Unspoken Salaton. Rubinina released a song called Free.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about all I listened to. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't listen to much, but there was one song I listened to that stood out, and it's Conquer by Elsy, Wameyo, and Ywaya Tajiri.
Yeah.
Produced by Wuod Omollo and some guy who has very fancy fingers.
Wow.
So bro, I don't know why I said it. Why did I say it like that? What's wrong with me?
I don't know. Actually.
So listen, I think Conquer I think maybe she's working towards like a project or something, because all these songs have had the same cover art and everything. The Umva and obviously Conquer right now. And bro, Elsy Wameyo is just doing bits. Like the production quality of her music is really, really good.
Yeah.
And for this song, the thing that really, really like caught my ear was the bass line. I don't know why, but it's just very catchy to
Yeah,
me.
it's fire.
And yeah, I enjoyed this listen for sure. Did you listen to it?
I did. Also, Elsy she's like she's on my radar. Like I like what she's doing in terms of like rap. I'm always always of the opinion that the rap game needs a little bit of life in it. Like it always needs more life. And she comes with like
Yes,
she comes with
sir.
an energy. I think it's the energy for me. It's the energy for me.
With a swagger. She has a
She has a
swagger
no one has used that
about
word
her.
since 1998. She has a
I've used
oh
it.
my bad, yeah. Yeah, she has a swag about her, and that's cool. Like we need to see a little bit more of this both in I don't even say male and female, just in hip hop. Like I would just like to see the hip hop scene burst into life again. That would be super cool. But yeah, no, enjoyed this. The production was cool, like it was really good. The guys did their thing, and Ywaya Tajiri brought the vibes too. Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I did. Okay, looking forward to whatever she
All
has
right,
coming.
man. So, Sam, I think let's play
Let's do it.
Conquer by Elsy Omeo and Ywaya Tajiri, produced by Omollo and Fancy
Yep.
Fingers.
The devil keep offering sweets on sweets. Got me on chokehold, no release. No lie, he knows how to keep receipts. But I know, no, I am not that cheap. I'm a diamond, please, but nothing will pressure me. Pure force energy, I work best in heat. This, that, go team. God or nobody. I am not phased, never break, never ever. Come correct and it'll work for you better. There's no fear, I can see through whatever. Trust no one, I am not an impressor. Most tell lies, but your friends tell it better. You gotta keep them off radar. Recognize all them snake pretenders. No ties are ever forever.
There's nothing too big for you to conquer. Nothing too big for you to conquer. There's nothing too big for you to conquer. Nothing too big for you to
Flex on them till we forget we the best, and then we come back just to flex again. Drop a 6, 10 to 10, you're impressed again. How she got a sicker flow than the best of them? Oh, she got vocals too. How she gon' do what a man can do? How you gon' feel when she come for you? I bet that nobody knows that'll be our next move. Most tell lies, but your friends tell it better. You gotta keep them off radar. Keep your enemies close and the rest forget them. No ties are ever forever.
There's nothing too big for you to conquer. Nothing too big for you to conquer. There's nothing too big for you to conquer. Nothing too big for you to conquer. The devil has no power. No power. The devil has no power.
That was Conquer by Elsy, Wameyo, Ywaya, Tajiri, produced by Wuod, Omollo,
Omollo.
and Fancy Fingers. What a song.
Yeah, man.
Amazing production. You know,
Sounds good, man.
it's a vibe. And that bass
It's a
line.
vibe.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Yo, Sam,
Yep.
that was episode 85.
Dang, that was an
so, bro, shout out to you guys
that
for
was an interesting one.
It's crazy, man.
But a much needed
Bro,
conversation, I think,
honestly,
for us at least.
I really enjoyed that conversation, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
dope.
was
It's dope.
fire.
More introspection conversation somewhere in the future. We'll get to news
Nice.
next time.
So yeah, we'll get into
Yeah.
news, man. But shout out to you guys for sticking with us for 85 whole episodes.
It's plenty.
Always appreciate you guys for sticking with 30% pod boys. On my outro, I like to just like push the 3 C's, and it's really, really super important for you guys to be confident in your work, because confidence sells. Anybody who's looking at your art wants to get that sense of confidence. And I think that's even why Elsy Wameyo is like, she just has this swagger
Yeah.
that just exudes confidence. So you have to be confident in your work. I need you guys to be consistent. Always be consistent, because consistency is key. As corny as that saying has become, it's very true. If you release music in a consistent basis, you will start to see the rewards, and you will not regret it. So always be consistent, and always work on your craft, even if it's a very small thing. Just do that small thing, because it's gonna contribute to the overall picture. Like if you strive to improve by 1% or even 0.5% every day, like in 100 days, that will be 50%. And bro, that's gonna like catapult you like in ways that you don't even know. So yeah, confidence, consistency, and craft. Sam?
Yep. I mean, with the whole anti-procrastination tirade I've been on, it's very, very appropriate to the conversation we had today, where it's like, if you don't take risks and you don't go out there and do things, then you're not going to put yourself in the positions to get what you need out of what you have, sort of. So
Yes, sir.
I mean, just to keep going at it, like Afam just said,
Yeah.
if you take small steps every day, you'll be a lot further than, I mean, the small steps means you're moving. And when you look back a couple of
Yep.
years, days, whatever it is, depending on what it is, and it applies across life, right? If you look back and you see you've been taking little steps, those add up. So it's just important to get into the mentality of getting things done. Like, let that be the default mentality, not the, okay, let me schedule it, let me put it off for later, let me wait until the right opportunity. But I think the ones who win in life are the ones who sort of just take it as it comes and don't wait for opportunities to pass them. So yeah, man, for artists and
Yes,
for
sir.
you alike, go out there and do the thing. Just do it. Nike, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And with that, we will see you amazing people
Yeah.
on episode
86.
86. We out.